Welcome back, everyone. We're on day 23 out of 50 now of our road to a 750 or higher on the math SAT section. I hope you tuned in for the last 2 days where we did a huge content review of pretty much all of the SAT math formulas and concepts you should really know before going into that test. And with that said, we're going to head into some algebra problems for today. This is the first one. The cost of renting a backhoe for up to 10 days is $270 for the first day and $135 for each additional day. Which of the following equations gives the cost y in dollars of renting the backhoe for x days when where x is a positive integer and x is less than or equal to 10? Okay, so if we know x is less than or equal to 10 because it's 10 days, and we know that we're going to construct an equation y here since that's what it's called in the answer choices. So we know that it's 270 no matter what, if it's going to be one day, plus 135 for each additional day, minus the first day. Because if you see here, if we say that we rent it for 2 days, so we have 270 plus 135, but if we multiply it by x, that's going to be 2. Instead of 1 because it's 135 for each additional day, not for each day plus a 270 starting fee. It's the 270 for the first day, so we have to subtract the 1. Okay, and now we are going to simplify this, and that's going to give us 135, since these cancel, plus 135x. We look at our answer choices, no, 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 and yes. So that's our answer for that question. Looking at the next one, according to a model, the head width in millimeters of a worker bumblebee can be estimated by adding 0.6 to 4 times the body weight of the bee in grams. According to the model, what would be the head width in millimeters of a worker bumblebee that has a body weight of 0.5 grams? Okay, what a weird question. I think they're running out of ideas here for these questions. Okay, so we have to construct an equation, and we're going to say this is the equation for the head width of a worker bumblebee. So we're going to say h is equal to adding 0.6, so 0.6 plus 4 times the weight. And that's going to be our equation, and it's asking what would the head width of a worker bumblebee be if the body weight is 0.5 grams. So we have h is equal to 0.6 plus 4 times the body weight, which is 0.5. So we have h is equal to 0.6 plus 2, which is equal to 2.6. And that's going to be your answer for this question. It's a fill-in, medium difficulty. I thought that was a relatively hard question just because of how obscure the wording of this is and the purpose even of the problem. Like, why are we finding the head width of a bumblebee? But that's besides the point. Looking at our next question, line P is defined by 4y plus 8x, which is equal to 6. Line R is perpendicular to line P in the xy plane. What is the slope of line R? Okay, line R is perpendicular, slope of line R. We know we've had multiple of these questions before. What I'm going to do is for line P, I'm going to set it equal to y equals mx plus b. Y is equal to, so 4y is equal to negative 8x plus 6. Y is equal to negative 2x plus 3 over 2. So we know that the slope of line P is equal to negative 2, as we can see here. So the slope of line R, which is perpendicular, is going to be the opposite sign, so it's going to be positive, over the opposite fraction, so 1/2. Because remember, this is equal to negative 2 over 1. So if we flip it, it's going to be negative 1/2 and its opposite sign, so that's our slope for this question, 1/2. Looking at the next, line P is defined by 2y plus 18x is equal to 9. Line R is perpendicular to the line P in the xy plane. What is the slope of line R? Almost an identical question to the one we just did. That is very rare. So line P, or perpendicular to line P, what is the slope of line R? Okay, so we have 2y is equal to negative 18x plus 9. We're solving for y here. So the slope of line P is equal to -9. So that means the slope of line R, which is the reciprocal, what we just did here. I'm going to give you a second to try and figure it out for yourself. And that would be 1/9. So that's answer C. Okay. Looking at this next problem, Adam's school is a 20-minute walk or a 5-minute bus ride away from his house. The bus runs once every 30 minutes, and the number of minutes W that Adam waits for the bus varies between 0 and 30. Which of the following inequalities gives the values of W for which it would be faster for Adam to walk to school? Okay, so it's asking for which it would be faster for Adam to walk to school. So we know that W plus the 5 is going to be greater than the walk, because we know that W is the wait time, which varies, plus 5 for the bus. So this is the bus route right here, because he has to wait for the bus, which is denoted by W, and then it's regardless 5 minutes every time the bus ride to school. And then the walk is always 20 minutes, constant and reliable, so 20 minutes. So now we have to kind of set an inequality for these two. So for which it would be faster for Adam to walk to school. So we know that W plus 5 is going to take more time then. So this is going to be the inequality. And that's going to leave us with answer D. We're going to do one more question. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to 4x plus k times x minus 1, where k is a constant, and f of 5 is equal to 32. What is the value of f of 10? Okay, so if it gives us these points already, we're going to plug them in. So we have 32 is equal to 4 times 5 plus k times 5 minus 1. I'm just plugging in x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 32 here, or f of x is equal to 32, same deal. So we have 32 is equal to 20 plus k minus 4. So we have 12 is equal to 4k, and k is equal to 3. So we have that, but wait, that's not what the question's asking for. It says, what is the value of f of 10? So f of 10 is equal to 4 times 10 plus our value of k, which is 3, times, 10 minus 1. So f of 10 is going to be equal to 40 plus 3 times 9, which is equal to 40 plus 27, which is equal to 67, and that's going to be your answer for this problem. So really just make sure you're solving for the constant before you just jump in and solve for f of 10, because that would throw you off for sure.